Don't adjust your dial. We're back.
Yee! We back.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they did it! They did it!
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my good golly God, we are back. Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your dials. It is another episode of In This Very Ring. Your boys are back in town. We are without a shadow of a doubt the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Woo, take that one to the bank, Chrome.
Early shout outs, I love it. I am the commissioner, as you saw Wednesday night on the HUD Wednesday night draft simulation special. I'm the Commissioner Ritz. I got the mayor of Toasty Town over here. The one, the only, Butters. Butters, it's been so long. Do you realize In This Very Ring has not been on the air since WrestleMania nearly 3 weeks ago? How have you been, my dude?
I have been good. I have been busy, but I have been good. It has been, like you said, it has been a while since we've been on the air. I am good. I am ready to be back. Oh, let's do this. Rock and roll.
Now, don't get me wrong. I missed everybody in the chat. I missed the fam. I missed being on the air. But I'll tell you what. Having 2 weeks off after going as hard and as ham as we went in the weeks leading up to WrestleMania.
Did you say ham?
Ham. Yeah, you fat bastard. They were fantastic. So we haven't done it in a while, so let's do it. Let's thank those that make this possible. And we start with our friends at Body Check Wellness. Body Check Wellness is a line of products that promote wellness, balance, and recovery by using the full potential of hemp. They come in extracts, blends, gummies, and topicals. Use promo code BOOM! A2D for 20% off your order at bodycheckwellness.com. Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy. He's got 2 physical locations at Burlington and Cherry Hill, New Jersey. He's our doc, been our doc. Make him yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy. Our topic of conversation today is brought to you by the Counseling Center in Sunrise Detox. Many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. So that's why we here at HUD Radio support the Counseling Center in Sunrise Detox. If you need help, please call them at 856-651-8117. Once again, that's the Counseling Center in Sunrise Detox. 856-651-8117. Our topic of conversation is boom. This is how Daniel Bryan will retire. Agree, disagree. Let's set the stage. Let's lay it all out there for the people. Okay? Last night, Smackdown, the main event, the head of the table, WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns goes one-on-one with Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan wins, he is the new Universal Champion. But should he lose, and he lost, he is barred from Smackdown forever. So, question at hand is this how Daniel Bryan is going to retire? Agree, disagree? Butters, my brother, lay it on me. What do you think?
No, I don't think that's how it goes. I don't think this is Daniel Bryan's swan song. I really believe that he's going to take a few months off, maybe at least till SummerSlam. He'll be back. Won't be on Smackdown brand, of course. Could be NXT. Could be Raw. Kind of open NXT because we could have a few good matches. Another good one with Adam Cole. Something good with O'Reilly. Hell, Karrion Kross for, all said and done. But I don't think this is it. I got to disagree. I don't think this is how he goes out. I think he goes out somewhat on top. Even if it's just a final retirement match at SummerSlam or afterwards. But no, how Daniel Bryan retires, this ain't it.
See, and again, like I lean more towards the disagree as well, right? Now, Do they give themselves the out if Daniel Bryan says, hey, you know what? I do want to retire. Here's your out, right? So there's an argument to be had for agree. But again, I'm going to disagree. We got people chiming in. And before I get into why I disagree, let's go to the chat. Pete Evans from Birds of a Feather. Yo, fam, he disagrees with the poll. He doesn't think people are retiring. Hey, look, also from Birds of a Feather and Lazy Booking is Jeff Warner. He disagrees with the poll. He thinks that Daniel's going to go to NXT. Frank Vespi, hey, yo, sorry to bother you at work. Why does the guy on the left look like the commissioner on Wednesday? Jokes aside, hella great job being commissioned. Thank you very much, my friend. I do appreciate it. You know, speaking of Wednesday, I don't know if you guys caught it. It's on the heels of draft weekend for the NFL. We had such phenomenal shows Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Wednesday, we did the draft special, which I always jump on for the draft simulator. And I always run the board. I'm the commissioner. We have a ton of fun on there. We did the first round. You need to go back and check it out. Then Thursday and Friday, we recap. Well, not we. They recapped the draft, right? And I got to give a big shout out to DJ Blackjack, Gerald Jackson. You find him on Facebook. He did the music for the intro videos both Thursday and Friday night that you guys saw. Instead of the regular intro video that you saw at the beginning of In This Very Ring, he did the music behind that. So if you guys are in the Houston area, don't hesitate. Check DJ Blackjack Tuesday nights at Baker Street for DJing, karaoke Thursday at Baker Street, karaoke Friday at Rookies. He's also available for, DJing parties, weddings, events. He does does some photography. So make sure you guys check out Gerald Jackson. I share all his events on my personal Facebook page. So like I said, if you need to find him, get in touch with me. I'll get you in touch with DJ Blackjack. Frank goes on to say that he's ready for AEW Bloods and Guts this week, and he likes the choice of wardrobe as well. Yeah, it's an old school fixture, which you can find on PhillyDrinkers.com. I just got to put it out there. Dylan Ushler, Jason Jordan on his promotion being the top producer, hoping to see some upgrades to the writing. We're going to get into the Jason Jordan promotion here very soon. And Patrick Bernard, hi Andy Ritter, how you going, Patrick? Pleasure to have you here. I disagree. I don't ever think I'd utter those words out in public, but I agree with Jeff in the sense that I do think he's going to NXT. The plethora of matches that you can have in NXT with him, whether it's him versus Johnny Gargano, which everybody wants to see, and Johnny's already teasing it, right? Him versus Ciampa, him versus Adam, him versus Kyle, him versus Karrion, him versus Walter, right?
Oh yeah.
When you start thinking of some of those guys, you've got a lot of people that you can go insert, and they're phenomenal. They're top tier matches right out the gate. The Godfather of HUD Radio hanging out over there in our YouTube chat for reasons that we will not describe here, but he's only on YouTube right now. Tom Arnone saying, yo. He thinks he disagrees to the poll, and we do got to give a big shout out to Tom and the HUD Radio. I can't say this enough. It's been so much love around here the last couple of days, but Tom and the gang this weekend for the draft, they killed it. I'm so proud of them and very happy for them. They all had a phenomenal 2 shows over the last 2, even 3 days, right? And all the insight and the material that they brought, phenomenal stuff. Great job this weekend, guys. And make sure you catch Tom tomorrow on the flagship show, Agree to Disagree. And they're going to take all the draft stuff, put a nice little bow on it, and then recap some Sixers and some Phillies from this weekend as well. But yeah, the Daniel Bryan leaving SmackDown, ooh, it's exciting. Let him take the time off. Let him take that time off, like you said, Butters, and like Jake's saying right here, and then come back. And what better place? Like let's everybody put your thinking caps on for a minute, okay?
You sure yours didn't burn out?
No. You want to see what my thinking cap is? My thinking cap is that beautiful In This Very Ring beanie, which you can, once again, get on PhillyDrinkers.com /collections /HD Radio. So,
Ooh,
if DX,
he went with that one. Ooh, that's a hot one.
if DX taught me anything, it's how to shamelessly plug something.
That's what I thought.
Okay. But let's think about this for a minute. Let's go to a time where fans are back. We're starting to travel again, right?
Mhm.
And SummerSlam decides that they're going to go back to Brooklyn, okay? And they're going to do NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn. Could you imagine the pop that would happen if they do an NXT TakeOver in Brooklyn and Daniel Bryan, for the first time ever, walks out on an NXT stage?
Yeah, that'd probably be the loudest pop in WWE at the time.
That would transcend everything.
That'd be a Stone Cold style pop right there.
It would. It would be the biggest thing on the planet because they would keep it under wraps so well.
I was gonna say, you'd make it a surprise opponent for somebody. Period.
Yeah, that's it. You do it to Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American title.
That's if he still has it, taking on Bronson Reed, baby.
Well, no, let Bronson take the title from him now, right?
Yeah.
Let Gargano get it back a few weeks before TakeOver. Or even hell, Johnny wins it back at TakeOver and Daniel Bryan comes out and stares him down. Not a word is spoken, not a punch is thrown. It's just an epic stare down.
That would be amazing.
I love it.
That'd be a lot better than a match almost.
I'd be in fucking heaven with that.
Big time.
So I think Daniel Bryan, there's no reason you put Daniel Bryan on Raw. Unless you're going to put him up against Bobby Lashley. But that entire title picture is such a mess, which we're going to break down
Oh God,
in the
don't
next segment. We might as well rip the Band-Aid off now, right? And jump into like This Week in Wrestling, kind of a mix of This Week and Catching Up, right? Since we haven't been on for a while, let's kind of set the stage a little bit. Obviously, Bobby Lashley, still the WWE champion coming out of WrestleMania. But now you have Mason T-Bar, who, for some bizarre...
Excuse me, who?
Mace and T-Bar. No, I'm not saying it.
They should have changed their name the moment they took off the mask.
Mace and T-Bar getting involved and choke slamming Drew McIntyre on the Raw after WrestleMania, which was a bullshit show. All right. No,
Let's say that's your big takeaway. That's your big takeaway for post WrestleMania.
I'm doing this now. I don't typically like to be negative here. Okay. I usually like to take the high road and give WWE a lot of unnecessary credit. But that Raw after WrestleMania, which is arguably supposed to be the biggest show, the biggest televised free TV fucking show on the planet, fell flatter than Taboo Tuesday.
Oh my God, did it ever. Like that was their biggest take, was T-Bar and Mace interfering and beating the hell out of McIntyre. Like, you could have done so much better with the post-WrestleMania show.
That's how we went off the air.
Like, where was the return? Where was the debut? Something. I get it. You don't have fans, but you could have done something big, something great, and you give us T-Bar and Mace.
Nah, we got Chrome chiming in. Chrome from Birds of a Feather and Lazy Booking saying, "What up, my boys? Welcome back." Thank you, Chrome. We are happy to be back. Grace you with our presence. But like, if I had it on cue, I would cue up the part of Ralph from last year's draft getting pissed off when they draft Hurts and saying how he's done. He's fucking done. This is bullshit, right? Like, I would just have that appear right here, right now.
Yeah.
I don't think we have that queued up. Or the "what the fuck are you talking about?" Wait a minute. Hold on. I actually think it's in here. That better fucking be in here.
You know,
What the fuck are you talking about?
Like that right there is your takeaway. And that's your note that you send everybody out on is we're going to have Dominic Dijakovic and the other guy who used to commentate Raw come out and chokeslam a former 2-time WWE champion.
and then you give Alexa Bliss a poor explanation of why she, betrayed the Fiend. Like, come on.
And you give her the fucking Elmo doll reject Raggedy Ann shit.
Yeah, the rejected Raggedy Ann, scary doll.
Like I was so hyped. I was so hyped for the Raw after WrestleMania. And then I've never been angrier. Like, the reason, I'll tell y'all flat out, we didn't do a show last week because I thought the product sucked. I flat out refused to come on the air because I thought it was all bullshit.
Yep.
Chrome disagrees with the poll. He says Bryan will end up on Raw for a little bit. See, I don't know. I disagree to that, Chrome. I could see it happening. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility. But to everybody's point, because Jeff made a point earlier, Jake, even though, again, I don't really ever thought I would say I agree with Jeff and Jake, let alone but Butters said it again. Wait a minute. No, I don't think I'd ever say I was going to agree with Jeff, Jake, and Butters in the same sentence. But I think they're going to take some time off, and he's going to go to NXT.
It makes more sense to go to NXT.
No,
but then again, it's WWE. If it makes sense, it's not the WWE way.
I don't think it's more in the sense that it makes sense. At least not for me, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's just more godforsaken exciting for me to say that he's going to go to NXT.
Well, you're also going to have more people want to watch NXT at that point.
Right. And
I get it. You want more people to watch Raw because USA cares about the ratings. I get it. You want more people to watch SmackDown because Fox cares about the ratings. But at this point, everybody likes NXT right now over Raw and SmackDown, period. I mean...
And which isn't uncommon, right?
Yeah.
We're acting like it's an uncommon thing. It's very, very common for them to like NXT over Raw and SmackDown. And there are times where I like NXT over Raw and SmackDown.
I mean, look who you got backstage.
NXT.
Look who you got producing it, though, and taking over backstage. You've got none other than Triple H and HBK and Road Dogg doing it all backstage, and they're producing a whole lot better than what Vince can produce.
Well, and now we have, and like, where's that comment? It was Devlin. Where's Devlin? That was Dylan. Sorry, not Devlin. Dylan, Jason Jordan is top producer. That's huge. And I know this past week on Lazy Booking, Chrome and Jeff, they talked about that in great detail. So if you missed it, go catch up with them in the archives or on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or Speaker, or anywhere where you get your podcast needs. Right.
I think Jason Jordan is a great upgrade. I don't see him helping with the writing because at the end of the day, we all know how Vince is, and Jason Jordan's not going to have any say in the writing.
But see, the writing and the producing, I think, are two separate spectrums, right? Because there's always been a top producer, and there's always been a top creative guy, right? And the creative's going to tell the story on paper, but then the beautiful thing about the producer is he does the execution of it, right? So we're going to get a lot more quality matches. I think we're going to get a lot of things executed. Yes. And I think Jason Jordan, if he plays his cards right, he's going to be able to say, hey, this is how this looks executed. This doesn't look good.
We need more. We need more Tyson Kidd quality matches.
Because to think about it, right? Jason Jordan's only been a producer for the better part of a year and a half, and now he's the top guy. So there's something happening behind the scenes, and Jason Jordan's impressing to where he may have Vince's ear, right?
I hope so. I really hope so.
Look at this, Frank. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I am now on Twitch. I feel like Kenny Omega when he jumped across these other programs. And he's over here on YouTube. You know what this tells me? This just tells me Frank has nothing better to do.
Right? Got nothing better than to do than to be some act like some Kenny Omega wannabe knockoff?
Pretty much. And I love Frank. I do, right? Frank. I can't help though, but to give Frank a hard time. When
You gotta give everybody a hard time. Come on now.
right, it's fun for me. You know, but and again, right. All that being said, I totally lost my train of thought. I fucked with Frank and then
Jason Jordan.
Jason Jordan. He's got Vince's ear. Thank you. In the right way, so he may affect things, right? And not only does he have Vince's ear, we know he's a Triple H guy.
Yeah.
Right? So we know that Hunter, he's going to Hunter and Hunter's going to Vince. We know that Vince trusts Hunter. And so there has to be some dynamic that we just don't know about yet, and I'm sure will come out over time, right?
I'm hoping by SummerSlam we can see, because I really want to give it till SummerSlam to see where we go with things. I'm hoping by SummerSlam we see a better increase in the productivity that we see versus what we're seeing now. A higher quality. That's what I'm trying to go for. Oh dear God!
Shut up, Frank. I think that's the first time I've ever done that on the air.
Oh God! You just megged him. Oh my God!
That happened, dude.
Is he the Meg of A2D now?
He's been the Meg of A2D.
Oh God!
We were in the pre-show backstage area for the draft Wednesday night, and he started going on some story, and I said, "Look, I'm going to say it. Shut up, Frank." Hey, Joey DiMartino's here. Saying fire Frank Vespi. No. You want to know why, Joey? Because that means more work for me. So no. I enjoy my lazy time. I enjoy being able to come on here, do a show, and piss off till the next week. Oh, I did tell him to shut up on the air because he wanted more blood during the Phillies game. I said it on the air too.
Oh dear Jesus! Why would you want blood in a baseball game?
So because Bryce Harper got hit with a pitch while we're on the air live.
Yeah, I saw the pitch
in the face, and so everybody's reacting to it because they're still watching the game while we're doing this. And Frank's like, "I want more blood. I want blood. I want fighting." And so Ryan looked at me. And I went, "Shut up, Frank." Brian Daly chiming in from Hockey Happy Hour. What's up, gents? What's up, Daly?
What's up?
Also from Hockey Happy Hour, Pogue says, #disagree, hopefully. And then more Frank on Twitter. Yay. But I truly think that Jason Jordan... we'll start seeing his touch on things very soon.
I'm praying and hoping he's that glimmer of hope we've all been wanting lately.
Now, if I find out Jason Jordan is behind certain decisions and certain moves, I will beat him with a brick.
What certain moves are we talking about here?
Aleister Black's potential new character for one. And then Mason T-Bar for 2. And then Alexa Bliss's creepy little doll for 3.
I think the Alexa Bliss might be Tyson Kidd since he's seemingly over the women right now.
Well, then guess what? Tyson Kidd is also gonna,
because he's been more into he's been doing more of the women's stuff, kind of like Finley.
I love it how you rephrase that. I watched the wheeling your head turn, and you were gonna say X, and you said left turn. Nope.
He's trying to do things. He's taking over like Finley. So I feel like he's doing a better job. I wouldn't say, but he's doing a good job. So, let's hope. Something tells me that might be Tyson Kidd's doing with the whole Alexa, since it is part of the women's division.
That's fine, but somebody will get hurt.
And then Mason T-Bar and all your other Aleister Black and good stuff is probably Jason Jordan.
Let's just screw it. Screw going in order, right? Because I'm just here to rant I'm here to borderline complain, and I'm here to call out bullshit when I see it right now. Because I'm now fired up, okay?
Let's throw chaos into the fire. What you got, son?
I mean,
what you
in
got?
this very ring, if we didn't throw chaos into the fire, we'd be some show like Lazy Booking or something like that.
Woo! Shots fired. Shots fired.
Just saying.
Somebody call 911. We got a burn victim.
All right, that was funny. I like that. That might have been the best thing you've ever said. Now, all that being said, I saw this Aleister Black promo from last night, the vignette of Aleister Black.
I have not seen them yet.
Okay, I'm gonna describe it to you.
Okay.
Okay? And the way I interpret what I watched is Aleister Black is coming back as an Amish pastor, hell-bent on damning those that have wronged the world.
Amish pastor?
That's what I took from it. I watched this thing last night while I was getting ready to go to karaoke, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
What is he going to build a barn in the middle of the ring so he can beat people's asses inside the barn?
Hold on. I'm pretty sure. Where is this picture? I actually saved this picture yesterday because it had the fucking book that he's holding. And
the Book of Black?
No. I'd have been okay with that.
Oh, it's called something else?
It's called something else.
Well,
and borderline,
they
it's
might. I don't
fucking worse.
I don't think they could have really gone with the Book of Black without somebody getting offended.
Well, obviously, right? No fucking shit. But
it goes with the name Aleister Black. But at what point do you stop saying I'm gonna? Because you can't make everybody happy. Well, this would sound good, but this person get offended. This person get offended, but you just got to go with something that sounds good.
Well, hold on.
Oh no,
I didn't
know.
Save the video. I didn't save a picture. I saved the video apparently. So while the video queues up to where I need it to, okay. You know, I mean, and it starts out talking about like prom and graduation, and making wrong decisions in your life, and all this other stuff. How you don't get the 3-bedroom house with a white picket fence around it. And then it cuts to Aleister Black wearing these nerdy glasses. And
That's actually his normal glasses, though.
All right, so then there is normal glasses. That's fine. That makes it a little... All right. Tales of the Dark Father. Is that what that said? Hold on. Roll it back.
Tales of the Dark Father. Okay, so Tales of the Dark...
Yep. I don't make this shit up, bro. Here.
I mean, I believe you.
Fuck that. I'm gonna send it to you.
I believe you. I've seen it on the deal, but I still don't. Tales the like. What is he gonna come out with kids at this point?
The caption reads, "I could give you the keys to escape, but I won't."
At this point, you should have just teamed him up with Alexa Bliss so she could, so he can take on the Fiend for her. It would have been a better option than what they're both doing now.
Would it have, though? Given what we see in Lily.
No, I'm saying it would have been a better option than Lily. I think you would have had the Fiend want to get revenge on Alexa. Alexa uses Black as a pawn. Black takes on the Fiend. I mean, it would have been better than Lily and the Book of the Black Father or whatever the hell you're calling it.
It's called hell. Okay? It's called absolute hell.
I mean, he does look really weird and creepy. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
You look at this picture and you're just like, he looks like a deranged stepdad.
I mean, here, hold on. I'm fucker. I don't know how well this is going to translate. We're going to see how this looks.
It really doesn't make me want to tune into Smackdown.
I don't know how well you guys can see that. Okay. Again, I took a screenshot of a video, so bite me. All right.
Hey, the best you can do is the best you can do. You can't really,
But my word, that's fucking creepy. I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. I don't like it. Now, all right. That being said, they can 180 this. They have time to 180 this, okay?
I mean, his promos could be stupid, but I mean, he could come out and it could just be pure killer content. I mean, it's Aleister Black. He puts on great matches. So hope to God that they don't kill his wrestling style for some bullshit gimmick.
Here's another thing, and I think I can actually blow this up. I can. And this is, I'm on Ringside News. This is where I pull up all the results, right? And they have a tweet from WWE that I'm going to bring up here again. Okay? We're going to add it in. This is the end of the GIF, right? So you play the GIF out, rolls up, and it's got this creepy, like, see that, like, do you see this here? And the hat. You see what I'm talking about now?
So we're going with a preacher version of The Undertaker?
That's what I see.
Like, it's what I'm seeing in the gimmicks. Like, you got a little bit of The Undertaker, but a la preacher-esque.
It was just weird. Like, it didn't feel right. It didn't vibe with me for what Aleister Black is. Now, he could do a lot of cool things, and I'd be all for it, but...
Vince needs to stop hanging out with... Wow, I just forgot his name.
But hold on.
Vince needs to stop hanging out with Mr. Bro and stop smoking the doobies before a writer's meeting.
But if he is, you better fucking start sharing.
Matt Riddle, there we go. You know, he needs to stop, smoking the doobie with Matt Riddle before the writer's meeting, because
Matt Riddle's up next. We're going to talk about RK Bro here in a second.
I get that, but I'm just saying, because that's what it feels like some of these new segments are, is he's getting in there with Matt Riddle going, give me a hit real quick. I got a writer's meeting to fuck up.
See, here's the crazy thing. Right? There is a small part of me inside my brain that says, yes, Vince said yes to the decision, but it wasn't Vince's idea. There's some asshole in the writer's room that said, okay, so we know what Vince likes. He likes that good shit. And
somebody, I swear to God.
Hold on, I'm on a roll here. Hold on. And we already know that Riddle's giving him some good shit. And he's got good shit over here with Mason T-Bar and the little creepy fucking Lily doll and a title picture on Raw that makes no fucking sense. What can we do on SmackDown to give him some good shit? You know what we can do? Do you know what we can do? We can make Aleister the Amish Undertaker.
Dude, I swear somebody in the writers' meeting had to have been listening to Amish Paradise or watching the video on YouTube before going into the writers' meeting going, hey, Vince, why don't we do this with Aleister Black?
Real quick, because I know he's going to bed. It's his birthday weekend on Monday. Chuck's, happy birthday, early birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, sir.
Have a great show. He's got to get some sleep. This dude, one of the biggest nerds I've ever met on the planet, in Chuck's Moranin from Birds of a Feather, is born on May 3rd, one day before Star Wars Day. So, Chucks, let me be the very first one to tell you, may the 4th be with you, because this is the May. And have a great night.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, actually, someone sent me that. This is the May.
God.
Shut up.
But,
it pisses me off, though.
These writer meetings, I just want to be a fly on the wall for some of these writers' meetings just to see what some of the dumb bullshit they come up with that actually gets put onto the show.
Or doesn't. Like,
I mean, that's what I meant. That doesn't get put on the show, because I swear half that stuff that doesn't get put on the show is probably 20 times better than what gets put on the show.
Like, I just want to show up one day and then I'd be like, "What's up, bitches?" and just have them lay shit on me, right? And go, You know what, Vince? This is actually a lot better than whatever the cockamamie bullshit you have over here. Yes, I said cockamamie. Leave me alone.
He said a word.
You're stupid. You're so dumb.
What up, bro?
You're dumb. I hate you so much. And then, okay, so we keep saying bro. We keep talking about Matt Riddle. Let's go right into it. Let's talk about RK Bro.
Bro.
Now, on one side of the coin, I could potentially love this. Okay? I could potentially end up saying that RK Bro is great. But on May 1st, I am telling you, this is dumb. Okay? They were just at each other's throats weeks ago.
Oh, I've already. This has already been in my mind. He's eating an RKO in one of these soon to be. This isn't lasting long. This isn't Randy Orton style. I'm calling it within the next week or two. He's eating an RKO because Randy's just tired of the shit.
Like he literally, like Matt Riddle literally beat him.
And then he teams up with him.
Now we're teaming up together for no reason. There's no explanation, no nothing. It's
maybe Orton just wants some of those good weed prices.
I mean, like I'm watching the gif of him just hitting Cedric Alexander with an RKO, and I'm like, see, that's how it should be, right? Not all this other bull. Like here, let me read to you the ending of this match. Okay, the match is only 2 paragraphs long on Ringside News' recap. The match of RK Bro versus the rejected Hurt Business. Benjamin applies a single leg Boston Crab and tags Cedric. Riddle knees Cedric and tags Orton, who comes in hot against Benjamin with lariats. Orton beats Shelton in the corner, then hits another lariat. Benjamin kicks Randy, but gets caught with a snap power slam, which I love those snap power slams. Orton drops to the mat, wants to RKO Shelton. Cedric comes off the top. Orton gives him an RKO in midair. Shelton rolls to the apron. Orton grabs him for the draping DDT, tags Riddle. Riddle hits the floating bro for the win. Randy begrudgingly celebrates the mat, and Riddle poses as Orton leaves with a smile on his face. Fuck off.
I'm telling you, Orton is setting up for the sneak attack RKO. He is setting
And I'm
up.
okay with that.
Riddle is getting too comfortable with the RK Bro, and he's about to eat an RKO.
Like, fuck me, dude. So frustrating.
Yep.
Here's another thing that annoys me. Charlotte Flair beat the hell out of a referee a few weeks ago. And she was suspended indefinitely.
Power struggle coming.
But guess who's back? Charlotte.
Thought you were about to say Shady's back. No, I'm just kidding.
Yo, speaking of shady, Thursday night at karaoke, there was this guy. He did Eminem song. The name's blanking on me, but the one about Shady.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not looking at this guy, I swear to God it was Eminem. He sounded just like him. So shout out to that guy. But Charlotte's back, right? And Sonya put Mandy in a match against Charlotte for whatever reason.
Power, power gets to people.
She's dumb.
You think?
And then they start the show off with Mason T-Bar versus Braun Strowman. Then it becomes Drew and Braun versus Mason T-Bar, which Mason T-Bar win due to a count-out. Fast forward to the end of the night, and the end of the night is Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre. And as McIntyre goes to hit a Claymore, T-Bar and Mace show up on the apron, and Braun hits the running power slam for the win.
Oh, boy.
Who the hell are Mason T-Bar working for? Because it ain't Bobby Lashley.
and I'm trying to figure that out myself. Like, are they working for themselves just to piss off McIntyre? Are they working for somebody behind the scenes? Like, are they teaming up with Braun Strowman and it's just a game they're playing?
It's weird. It's so weird.
because Braun Strowman just got magically added to the match after interference from Mason T-Bar.
Now he wins though, right?
That's
Braun
what I'm saying.
Wins the match, but now he's in the title match at WrestleMania Backlash, which is another bullshit name.
Should have just been Backlash, period. That, or if you're going to come up with WrestleMania Backlash, why not just call it, the WrestleMania rematch show? Fuck it.
It's just, it's so beard scratching to me because I don't have hair. It's so, once upon a time on this show, a very wise man once said, "It makes my skin crawl and my balls itch." And that's what this does. This makes my skin crawl and my balls itch because this is just some bullshit. Like,
I don't know if they're trying to make it to where Braun eats a pin to make the other two look good.
But why?
Or hear me out.
This always goes well for you.
I know, right? Braun wins by pinning McIntyre to make Bobby Lashley still look good because Bobby didn't.
No, he's not finishing that sentence. Braun Strowman is not winning in this triple threat match at WrestleMania Backlash. Are you done saying stupid shit?
No, I'll say something stupider tonight, but I'm just. I
love Joey. I love him.
No, Joey, no.
How do you not love Joey DiMartino?
But I don't know. It could be a way just to set up for Braun versus Bobby at the next pay-per-view. Come on now.
But let's move on. Let's move on from Drew. Let's move on from Braun. To
who else do you have on Raw right now?
I rest my case. This makes so much more sense now.
Unless they bring Keith Lee back.
About it. Yeah. By the way, where is that big son bitch?
He's been making statements nobody can understand as to why he hasn't really said why he's been gone. He said there's some issues, he's trying to, come back, but it's just like nobody knows what's going on. There's something deep down that's keeping him from coming back.
This is bullshit.
Like, I feel like that would be a better match than what we got going on right now. Bobby, Keith, that or have Keith Lee as a U.S. champ. I mean, hell, Sheamus is doing a better job as a champion right now with his so-called open.
That hurts me in my soul.
Yeah. Let's just shy away from Raw, please. It was another clusterfuck of a week.
Then you get over to SmackDown. And here's what I like about SmackDown. Okay? You have Bianca Belair teaming up with the Street Profits against the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler. And
the Dirty Dogs, get it right.
Fuck off. Ryan Brodo chiming in. Hello, Mr. Brodo. How are you this evening, sir?
Hi, Brodo.
Guys, make sure you check out Brian Brodo every Wednesday night on A2D Wednesday night here only on HD Radio. Oh, and Monday morning quarterback on Mondays with Tom. And this match, beautiful.
I was going to say, SmackDown had more of a better week, especially with the matches.
SmackDown, I would watch SmackDown again in Raw's place.
I've watched it twice.
You don't, but you have reasons why you watched it twice, right?
Well, yeah.
They put it on at Cards and Comics, which, by the way, guys, special shout out to Cards and Comics up there in Conroe.
He puts it on. I wasn't able to see that Black promo, but hey, brother, how's it going? What's up? I can kind of catch it every now and then, in between things, but it was SmackDown always does so much better than Raw, and that's why every draft they try to strip them.
Don't say always.
Okay, so almost all drafts they try to strip them and to bring it to Raw to make it better. Raw does good for a couple weeks, and then SmackDown's like, hey, we're back doing good because better writers, better matches. Oh, we trying to go with the WrestleMania Cup, are we?
Yeah, cheap product placement.
Oh boy.
I mean that's frog splash, like kind of off the top rope, kind of off the turnbuckle from Montez Ford, halfway across the ring was phenomenal. But see, you start off something strong like that, and then you go immediately into Cesaro versus Seth Rollins next week on SmackDown.
Well,
move on. Is anybody
it's better to do it
here?
Huh?
There is a theme to WWE this week, and it's move on.
Well, that could be setting up a match at Backlash for Cesaro versus Roman.
But you can't. Well, see, I think so, but why are you doing Cesaro versus?
You do Cesaro versus Seth to get rid of the Seth element, and then you have Roman come in, beat down Cesaro, and then the match happens.
And let's explain why you immediately go Cesaro versus Roman, right? So after the Roman Reigns Daniel Bryan match, Daniel Bryan is getting beat up by Roman. Cesaro comes down to make the save. This is where Jimmy Uso gets involved and ties up Cesaro. So Cesaro has to sit and watch as Daniel Bryan gets beat up on. So that's why the transition to Cesaro versus Reigns makes sense. But let's get there. I don't need Seth versus Cesaro again. Right? Cesaro beat him at WrestleMania, put it to bed, and move the fuck on.
Well, they were trying to set it up last weekend. What I felt was they were trying to set up for Backlash, but now they want to set up Roman versus Cesaro.
We don't need to go around for another swing, though. Fuck off.
It's WWE. They like to go around for swings over and over and over and over and over and over.
Don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying, right? But it's frustrating, man.
It is. I'm there with you.
Rip the Band-Aid off and do it.
Like, do we really need Bobby versus Drew for the umpteenth millionth time?
I thought we were moving on from Raw.
No, I'm just making that comparison, though.
No, I don't fucking need it.
Okay, then. Just like, like you said, we don't need Seth versus Cesaro, but we're getting it again.
Just like I don't need Nia Jackson, Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler versus Tamina and Natalya again. I don't need it. Move on.
I guess they're setting up another title.
Put the fucking titles on somebody else, and let's get on with this already.
I was going to say, exactly. Like, hurry up and switch the damn titles. Because as soon as those titles are switched, it's going to be Shayna versus Nia.
Now, all of that being said, Roman and Daniel was phenomenal.
Great match. Phenomenal match.
Phenomenal. The Intercontinental title match was phenomenal for what it was.
Yeah.
Right? I am more okay with the Apollo Crews character now that he's got the commander with him. Right, because now there's some more dirty tactics happening, and it makes some sense here, and we kind of found our stride with it, right?
My thing is the Sammy angle, because you've got
an idiot though.
I know, but right now you've got Kevin and Big E can take on Apollo and the Commander, but where in the hell is Sammy coming in on this?
Because Sammy's bored and a nuisance.
Like, he beat down Kevin only to get a beat down later on from the Commander. Like,
life doesn't make sense to me anymore.
Why throw Sammy in if you're just gonna throw his ass out 2 seconds later?
Oh shit!
Oh, what?
Andrade arrived in AAA Wrestling, and he challenged Kenny Omega for the AAA Mega Championship at Triple Mania 29.
Sweet.
That news just broke an hour ago. And I got that came from the exposed turnbuckle. It got sent to me by Silent Hill.
Good. Take all the titles from Kenny Omega. He doesn't need 20 titles. He doesn't need to become the collector. We don't need a wrestling Thanos, people.
That's what they're going for. And that's what was talked about on Lazy Book. And again, go back, listen to that. Those guys do a great breakdown of do we need it? Their main topic, their poll question was, is Kenny Omega being forced on wrestling fans? Right? So,
I mean, don't get me wrong, we haven't really seen that in wrestling before, but do we really need it?
Not really. And we've seen it before, though. They did it with Bobby Lashley in TNA. They did it with Kurt Angle for a while there, where Kurt Angle took all the TNA titles. So they've done stuff like this before.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I chimed in, and I didn't listen to I didn't finish Lazy Booking. I still have to go back and finish about probably 20 minutes of it in different sections, right? Because I listened to it broken up. But I chimed in and said, Kenny Omega is great. I love Kenny Omega. I love the characters that he plays. But this one right now, I do feel is being forced. Nothing feels organic with it. Everything feels like it's just the next step. It's the next stage in an unnecessary evolution for a character that's already transcended a lot of wrestling, right? He's been to the mountaintop multiple times. We know he's a championship contender. We know that in some aspect he's got a Hall of Fame style career in the making, right? Because he's nowhere close to being done, right? He's done great things in every promotion that he's been in. He puts on great matches. But this Don Callis stuff, and maybe it's because I just don't like Don Callis. I think he's a chump.
Could be.
But this stuff just doesn't feel organic.
As fixate, before he starts dropping belts, these belts, does he take Japan and Ring of Honors just to say I've got them all?
And this isn't a shot at Kenny Omega for any reason, but Kenny Omega and Don Callis are like great value brand Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
Damn! Shots fired! Shots fired!
I mean, they are, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm done talking about things that piss me off. So Smackdown announces, and this next segment is brought to you by our friends at eXp Realty. If you're looking to sell or buy a home, looking for a change in career or brokerage, make sure you call Alan Foy of eXp Realty. Give him a call at 302-682-8820 or visit him on the web at alanfoy@exprealty.com. So they announced on SmackDown that next week we're going to do a go back SmackDown or
throwback.
Throwback. Well, I read go back somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't see the original promo that they had.
So from what I saw or read, they're doing the throwback to SmackDown to tie in with Fox is doing a NASCAR throwback. So they're tying that in with the NASCAR throwback. So because NASCAR is doing a throwback, Fox said SmackDown. I guess Fox said, "Hey, can SmackDown do a throwback?"
Which is easy to do, right?
Yeah. So basically, kind of have like a little throwback week for Fox.
Frank chiming in. I unfortunately do not have Access TV to see Kenny on Impact. The whole title collection makes him the ultimate heel. However, the limited amount of titles in AEW kind of makes it unbearable. Fair statement.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little retro SmackDown, right?
Ooh, I'd love to see. There's some retro stuff in SmackDown I'd love to see.
Dude,
ooh.
so first of all, let's get the big question out of the way. Do you have what is your dream set that they come back with? What's the one you want to see them come back with? Is it the original set, or is it the one with the big fist that everybody thinks is so iconic?
The big fist. Gotta have the big fist. I feel like that's the most iconic SmackDown set of all time. Like, if you're gonna do a throwback, I know they've got it in the warehouse. I know, they could do it for one night, even if it's one night only. Give me the big, the big fist and the, I mean, come on. It just, for SmackDown, it's just the biggest, most iconic thing. I was sad to see it go, but I knew it was its time. Just give it to me for one night. That's all I ask.
See, I would actually, and as I'm sitting here talking about, because I like both, right? I like the arches from the early days of SmackDown, and I love the big fist because it again, so iconic, right? The nerd in me says combine the two, right? Have the big fist hanging, and have the arches going around it, kind of like energy, right? You know how like something Captain Adam-esque or something like that.
Yep.
Right? That would look pretty cool to me. So that would be like a dream set for me. I do hope they bring back the big fist. Everybody's asking for it. The last time they kind of did a throwback SmackDown, we did get a more standard, traditional, old school set. But so, talking throwback, do you have what are some of your more memorable SmackDown moments? Right, like when I say to you, SmackDown memorable moments, what do you got?
This may sound rough, and this, some people may like cringe at this, but I think one of the craziest moments that I can remember, Brock throwing Zach Gowen down the staircase. Zach Gowen on SmackDown was, at the time to me, because I was a little younger, but to me was one of the greatest things. And then you had Brock Lesnar, just get rid of his ass.
Sick son of a bitch.
I told you.
All right, so I give a lot of credit to Zach Gowen, first of all, right?
Yes, big time.
But in my wildest days, I never ever thought that somebody would look at me and say, so one of my most memorable SmackDown moments is Brock Lesnar throwing a one-legged guy down a staircase. The fuck?
Arnold Schwarzenegger on SmackDown. I mean,
Oh, that backhand bitch slapped a Triple H.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
To this day, I've never been more hype in my life watching that, seeing him like sidestep and just bitch.
Yeah. You also have the lie detector test between Mr. America and Vince McMahon.
You are picking some weird ass moments.
Hell yes, sir. I'm the weird man. I like the weird moments. How about Big Show? How about Big Show tossing Kurt Angle off the balcony?
Okay. How about Big Show tossing Mankind off the original stage into the hole for the Buried Alive match between Taker and Big Show versus the Rock and Sock Connection, where Mick Foley bounces to get into the hole.
Or Rhino spearing, I think it's Chris Jericho through the original set to set up the new fifth set.
Yep.
I mean, better yet, it's, what is it? John Cena introducing the spinner WWE title.
John Cena's Doctor of Thugonomics era.
Yes.
Adam Modick from Kicking It Stateside saying, what's up, boys? What's going on, Adam? Make sure you guys are checking out Adam and Brian Wheeler, that crummy Giants fan, every single Saturday morning here on HD Radio for Kicking It Stateside. They are your premier soccer show. See what I did there, Adam? Here on HD Radio. Check them out. Give them a shout out anytime you guys see them, and tell them how cool In This Very Ring is every Saturday night.
But yes, I know some of my throwback moments are crazy, but you know what? It's just stuff that sticks out. Brock Lesnar and versus the Big Show, the ring break.
The first ring break.
Yeah, the first ring break. You're just like, you're watching it. It's ending the show. All of a sudden, it's holy shit. What's gonna happen? What are they gonna end? And the show ends, and you're like, wait, what? What?
Now, I will 100% say this, right? I remember watching that and going, no, No. This isn't happening. This is gonna end really, really bad. Somebody's gonna get hurt. This is a bad idea. And then, and you see the ring break. And I think I'm like 12, 11, like somewhere in my early teen years. And I'm pretty sure at this point SmackDown was on Fridays. I'd have to go back and look at the timeline, right? Thursday or Friday. But either way.
I think it was Friday. I think it was Friday on UPN.
And I remember uttering, "Holy shit!" And my mother going, "What the fuck did you just say?" My mother, my father, my grandmother, one of my parental figures, one of my, guardians. "What the fuck did you just say?" And I point to the TV, and the ring's in shambles. There's two overgrown men in the middle of it, and they went, "All right, holy shit is acceptable," and walked the fuck off. Left me to my devices.
I think the referee took a fucking bigger bump than they did. Shit.
Oh yeah. I remember the Raw versus SmackDowns.
Yes.
Leading up to Survivor Series every year, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, and you'd have like Team Batista versus Team Michaels that year, and Batista getting put through JBL's limo.
Yep.
Right? You'd see people that you always saw hate each other come together to say, "We hate those guys more."
Yep.
Undertaker versus Randy Orton leading up to Survivor Series with Cowboy Bob Orton. And a lot of the Undertaker of the early SmackDown era.
Yes.
The mind games with Booker T, the mind games with JBL. And how do you not bring up JBL, WWE Hall of Famer, and the wrestling god?
What was it? I think it was Booker versus Benoit best of 7 matches.
Yeah.
For the US title, you bring up some of those matches that have been held on SmackDown that are just iconic,
And again, I'm going to say this because remember, I was like 12 or 13. Okay? I'm going to say 2 names and I'm going to leave it at that. Sable and Tori Wilson. I don't need to say anything else. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. You were all there. Don't judge me, fuckers.
Yep. There's no judging. I mean, it don't matter what age you are. When you see that and all you got to hear is those 2 names. That's it.
Damn. And that was good. And then you think of the APA. That's where they really caught their stride, was doing that. And all the little barroom fights they'd have and stuff like that. That was SmackDown.
All the way to the breakup.
Yeah. And it wasn't even a break. And when we say breakup, right? They separated. Braun was retired.
Well, yeah. But, you get what I'm saying, though. It's always
absolutely.
But, SmackDown ushered in an era of great, to me, the whole... What do you call it? The Ruthless Aggression era to me was more iconic with SmackDown, whereas to me the Attitude era is more iconic with Raw.
How about the Shield getting their first loss? It was on SmackDown.
Yep.
Against Team Hell No and Randy Orton.
SmackDown's had so many great moments. I was
Stone
always
Cold blowing up the DX Express. I just Googled a list of SmackDown moments, right?
God.
Eddie Guerrero after he won the title.
Oh, yes, the celebration.
Okay, here you go. The grocery store brawl between Austin and Booker T. With the best line on the planet. Okay? The best line ever on the planet. Price check on Jackass.
How about, you know what? This just popped in my head. John Cena, Chris Benoit, Paul Heyman, Soap Mouth.
Yeah.
You know,
this
eat
one-
the bar of soap. I mean, it was just.
And this one is more serious to me, and it's more iconic, and it will forever be something that I bring up in conversation when I talk about the events of that day and the days following that. When you talk about September 11th, and you talk about how SmackDown was on September 13th, 2 days after September 11th, here in Houston. It was the very first gathering of its time since that, since the attacks in New York, and like I have chills right now thinking about it.
Same here.
Vince's speech in the beginning, Lillian singing. You cut to the stage and everybody's got their hand over their hearts, and like to a very certain extent, it actually chokes me up a little bit because of just how powerful. No different. I say no different. It's such a powerful imagery, and with Vince's words and Lillian singing, because Lillian singing back then was iconic.
Oh yeah,
Right? And they only televised it when it was big, and this was big. And that night, everything that you read, everything that you heard the days before, it was our first escape as Americans. Right, from the blackest day in my lifetime, right? American soil was attacked. First time since Pearl Harbor that American soil had been attacked. First time the mainland of American soil had ever been attacked. Right, so it was a big deal, and all the wrestling that you got that night, and it was crazy. And so I'm reading this article right here because they have it on here, and that's why I bring it up. Michael Hayes in the 2001 WWE, and this is from Bleacher Report, by the way. I'm going to read the whole thing, actually, just because it's powerful. This is an article talking about the 20 greatest moments in SmackDown history. This was dated back on SmackDown's 20th anniversary. Number one is United We Stand, September 13th, 2001. The September 11th terrorist attack shook the U.S. to its core, and for the first time in a generation, left its citizens afraid of what the future held. WWE was originally slated to tape an episode of SmackDown that night in Houston, but upon hearing of the attacks and for the sake of security, the event was postponed. After much consideration and meeting with both local and national governments, Vince McMahon and his company held the first major public gathering of any kind 2 days later. Michael Hayes, in a 2001 WWE.com piece titled The Oral History of the First SmackDown After 9/11, recalled, quote, I think Vince made the decision later that Tuesday night. He got with Lee Brown, who was the mayor of Houston at the time. It was a huge decision for Vince, a lot of responsibility on that, end quote. Bill DeMont in that same article is quoted saying, I can't speak for the McMahons, but I think it was a hard decision to look their people in the eye and say, we're staying and we're going to do what we came here to do. And I don't think anybody thought these guys are out of their minds. If anybody can take the country's mind off of what's going on, it's us. As a collective decision, it was awesome, end quote. Emanating live from the Compaq Center, the show featured a heartfelt rendition of the Star Spangled Banner by a tearful Lillian Garcia, matches with little consequence to ongoing storylines, and a general sense of normalcy in the face of uncertainty. It is an event that, more than anything, will be remembered for an emotional and defiant speech by McMahon himself. For wrestling fans, it was akin to their wrestling father taking them under his wing and telling them that everything was going to be okay. And for one night, it was. Never before and never since has SmackDown been more culturally relevant than on that night, making the September 13th, 2001 episode of SmackDown one of the greatest presentations in WWE history. I want to see if I can find McMahon's speech from 9/13/2001. Okay. Again, this is Bleacher Report, right? No, they don't have a full thing. So you guys won't be able to hear it, right? I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna talk about it as it plays. Where's the sound coming from? So the show opens. Vince is in the middle of the ring. Okay, the place is going nuts. They're going bananas. He goes, tonight, the spirit of America is alive here in Houston, Texas. And the place goes bonkers, right? They're panning everywhere. I can't do this. I will start crying. I just thought about it. I truly can't. But if you guys have not, you know what? I don't think I've ever done this before, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull back up this clip here and get out of here. And I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys to listen to. If you guys have not watched this before,
you need to.
This is super iconic. You're probably dead if you've never watched this before.
Right.
Because it is by far one of my favorite moments ever in SmackDown history. It means so much. And people always talk about September 11th. And depending on who you talk to, people actually know about this. They know this happened. Mm-hmm. And when people don't and you tell them, hey, this actually was first, right? People get so caught off guard. They're like, wait, what? And you sit down and you show it to them. And most people can't make it through that first segment because of just how powerful it is. So for me, without question, without fail, without remorse, that is my favorite SmackDown moment. I shouldn't say favorite, my most memorable SmackDown moment. My favorite is again, I love the brawls that would end the nights leading up to events like Royal Rumble brawl, Survivor Series brawls, Raw versus SmackDown, stuff like that. The big brawls, they were always good. Okay, I want to transition from SmackDown. We got about 15 minutes left in the show. Okay, Butters, you and I are huge nerds.
Oh, big time.
And in 3 days, it will be May 4th. Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in honor of Star Wars Day, because I really wanted to do a show on May 4th of some capacity related to Star Wars. I don't think that's ever going to happen. Now, I will say this. If May 4th is ever on a Saturday night, and I don't care what's happening in the world of wrestling, it will have the dirtiest fucking show on the planet, okay?
Fuck yeah, bruh.
Edie Zahari, hello guys. I think Daniel Bryan will take some time off and come back. He may sign part-time or work for other promotions like he'd tell in an interview. I don't think he goes anywhere else right now. He's staying with WWE. Butters, I don't think I've ever asked you this question. We've had a lot of Star Wars talks, especially, again, shout out to Cards and Comics, where you and I have spent many a time talking.
Oh, God, yes.
Talking Star Wars. Hell, we watched some of the first episodes of The Mandalorian up there when it came out. What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
God, I've really got to say it's a tie. And I don't like, but between Return of the Jedi and Phantom Menace.
Wait. Somebody get Chuck's back here. You like Phantom Menace?
I really did.
As one of your,
okay, first.
Hold on. You put it in the same category as friggin'
Let me put it to you this way.
Return of the Jedi?
Let me put it to you this way. First Star Wars movie I ever saw was Return of the Jedi on VHS. Okay. Got the box set for Christmas. The three movie box set for Christmas. This was before Phantom Menace came out. I didn't know what kind of order to watch them in. I just threw them in, threw in Return of the Jedi. Great movie. And then when Phantom Menace came out, I actually got to see it in theaters. First Star Wars movie I ever saw in theaters. I thought it was amazing. Yes, Attack of the Clones. Episodes 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, and 6, great. 7, 8, and 9 can go shove a damn, They were good, but they weren't, But between the first two Star Wars movies I saw, first one I seen versus the first one I seen in theaters, I give them a tie because I like both of them. They were my favorites. If you had to make me choose, I'd choose Return of the Jedi.
But you put like I can't get I can't get past the fact that I say, what is your favorite Star Wars movie? And the first thing that comes out of your mouth is it's a tie between Return of the Jedi and The Phantom Menace. And then I blacked out. I saw red.
Oh, come on.
Like
What's your favorite then?
Oh man. All right, so my start to finish overall, my favorite movie. Return's a great one, right? You almost want to say New Hope because of how iconic it is.
Yep.
Oh, yep. There's Jake. I told him what you said. I texted him.
Yes, Jake, I said it.
There's the final one. There it is. But Empire is
Empire's a great
phenomenal movie.
Yep.
Now, if you ask me my favorite scene in a Star Wars movie, it is the Battle of Geonosis on Attack of the Clones. More specifically, when it's all the Jedi fighting inside the arena right before Yoda brings in the clone army. Like that
That's a good one. That's a good one. If you had to say my favorite scene, it would have to be Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul.
See, and that's in my
from start to finish. To me, that is like you watch it. You see him walk out. You see them both take off the robes. Everybody's taking off the robes. You see the ignition of one, then you see the ignition of two, and you're sitting there going, "Excuse me, what am I seeing here? Did I just see two lights? Did I just see a double bladed?" And then it just the whole battle sequence from start to finish.
It's phenomenal, right? Don't get me wrong. Phantom's not a bad movie.
No.
Once you actually get past all the political shit in the beginning.
Yep.
Right? And you actually get into the whole Jedi bit. But the fight between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon and Darth Maul is so good. Right? It's in that top 10 of scenes. Very, very specific scenes, right? Another great scene is the Obi-Wan Anakin fight from Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
And more specifically, like when I really break it down, it's once they get inside the control room on Mustafar and they do the twirling of the lightsabers that never touch. Like that, like the lights are out and they're just twirling the same. That might be my favorite, 10-second clip ever.
You've also got a good one in, Palpatine versus Yoda, and you got this little frog bouncing off the wall. You got this little. I mean, he's just bouncing off the walls to take on Palpatine. You're like, dear God, slow down. I can't see.
So you watched 4, 5, and 6 first, right?
Correct.
Okay.
This is, like I said, this was before they'd even announced, 1, 2, and 3 in theaters. This was still in the 90s. Parents, right. I said, hey, I want, what are these movies? I want these movies. So for Christmas, they got me the Star Wars movies. That got me hooked.
Right. So you watched 4, 5, and I watched 1 first.
Okay.
Because that was my dad was like, oh, new Star Wars movie. I don't think Dad showed me 4, 5, and 6 first because there wasn't enough time. Yes, he just called Yoda a frog.
If you've seen the jokes, you would understand. Everybody calls him a frog high on ketamine the way he jumps around. But
a frog high on ketamine.
Yeah, that's the running joke with Yoda on that scene. But yes, I hate to date myself. Yes, I said VHS, boys and girls.
Well,
long before the DVD player.
Because I don't think, and Pete, I know you're in the chat over there as well. So for those of you that watched 4, 5, and 6, you watched 4, 5, and 6, and you're very familiar with the Stormtroopers.
Correct.
When that scene in 2 happens, with right at the end, Palpatine overlooking the clone trooper army as they're boarding the Imperial starfighters, and you hear the Empire's music start to play that you grew up with as a kid, what are you feeling in the moment? How holy fuck are you? Right?
Wait, I'm confused now. You said 2.
Yeah, it's in 2. So after Yoda brings the clone army.
Okay. I was confused for a second. You're like Palpatine. I'm like, wait. You'd confused me there for a second because you said 2. You were talking about the original trilogy first, and all of a sudden
you watch the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
you're familiar with Stormtroopers.
Yes. But watch it. Yes, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, it's crazy just to see. This is where it starts. This is where it begins.
And you know what's coming, and you know how fucked everybody is.
Exactly.
Right?
You're just waiting for that moment because it's. I gotta agree with Pete.
I do too. And when you look at how massive the Star Wars universe as a whole is, right? And you look at all the material that we have on it, from all 9 movies to the Clone Wars, which is a conversation of itself, the Clone Wars series.
We got the Bad Batch coming.
Yes, to Rebels, to everything kind of great show. And
I just finished that up a couple weeks ago, actually.
Oh, did you really?
Yes.
And now with The Mandalorian and all the other live action stuff that we have coming out, and you sit back and you look and you go, wow, either people were really clueless or certain things were supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I've said it once, I'll say it 1,000 times. I want to get you, I want to get Jake, I want to get Pete, I want to get Chucks, I want to get us all on the air one day and really do a Star Wars deep dive and really do some of these fandom deep dives that Chuck talked about for the longest time. We're running out of time here, but I really want to get into it. I love Star Wars Day. I can't wait for when I'm in Disney in September. I've already blocked it out. I'm spending an entire day in Galaxy's Edge. I'm going to spend way too much. I'm going to spend way too much money. And
I'm jealous already.
You and I are going to talk after the show. But Butters, great show, my dude. Hell of a lot of fun. I love it when we get to sit down and do this. Every week. We will be back next week with another episode of In This Very Ring, recapping everything. God, please let it be better from this past week. And so with that, guys, In This Very Ring every single week is brought to you by our friends at Body Check Wellness. Check them out. Promo code A2D for 20% off your order at bodycheckwellness.com. Dr. Paul Vidal at Specialized Physical Therapy. Give him a shout out. He's our doc, make him yours. Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. We're right there on your screen at specializedphysicaltherapy.com. Counseling Center in Sunrise Detox, 856-651-8117. That's the number you need to call if you need mental health or addiction issues, or if you know somebody that needs mental health or addiction issues. Give them a call and get the help that you or your loved ones need today. And looking to buy a home, sell a home, changing career brokerage, contact Alan Foy of eXp Realty at 302-682-8820 or visit him at alanfoy at exprealty.com. Once again, I got to give a huge shout out to not only Butters, not only the crew here at HD Radio for killing it this week with the draft specials, but DJ Blackjack for the music that accompanied all the draft videos that you saw coming out this week. Get in touch with me if you're in the Houston area and you need a DJ. That's DJ Blackjack, Gerald Jackson. He is the best DJ I know. So, Butters, great time tonight. We killed it. Those of you at home that joined us in the chat, thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. For Butters, I'm Ritz. Guys, remember, tell somebody you love them. Life is too short. We'll see you on the other side. Peace.